All right, it's Robbie Fox here with the UFC president, Dana White, the king of all goofs. You've been on my podcast a few times, and the last time you started hyping up your office. And you said, you got to come out, you got to check it out. It's the baddest office on the planet.
Right.
And we're here. We're in Vegas. We're in your office for a tour. So take the lead. Show us around.
So this piece over here.
This is incredible.
This represents war. War is obviously about killing with the knife and the gun. War is all about money. And in the clip are all the things we kill for. The top one is oil. Second one is cocaine. Third one is gold. That's blood down there. Diamonds, religious symbols, and the seeds they make heroin with.
Crazy.
Those are all the things we kill for.
And then this grenade too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So the guy, the artist who built this gun, found out that I had it. He flew out here and showed up here one day and gave me the grenade.
How new is this office, by the way? How many years ago was this built?
This was built 3 years ago.
And how much input did you have as far as like the design of it? How you wanted it?
So here's what happened. So what originally happened was we started to build these offices. Then we sold the company in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Now, WMEIMG just puts up, over $4 billion. So they start cutting back lots of things in the office. Then I went back and said, no, we're not cutting the things.
We were building this in the first place.
We're not cutting out the things that we're doing in my office. So we ended up building mine out even bigger than the original plans were. It ended up being bigger than what I had originally planned for.
Because swinging dick on the table move.
Well, what happened was, you had one office was mine, one was Lorenzo's, and one was Frank's. So Lorenzo and Frank's office went away, so I combined Lorenzo and Frank's office into my whole space now.
Give me all of their offices. Yeah.
Right. There's a Tyson picture here. It's a classic photo. All these Ali's around here are some of my favorites.
Yeah.
Over here.
Ali's just one of those guys where I feel like every picture of him looks iconic.
Oh, yeah.
And that one I love because you guys, I don't know if it was you guys that actually redid it with Conor.
We did with UFC Magazine. We redid it with Conor, yeah. And I love this shot here, if you guys can check this out, where Ali pulls into, the project somewhere, and all the kids surround his car. He's in his convertible Cadillac. It's such a badass shot. I love that.
Amazing, yeah. And then these swords you were telling me about a little bit earlier.
So these swords, the top one is from the early 1600s, and the bottom one is from the late 1500s. These are real swords, real samurai swords from that era. This one is restored. The other one obviously is not. And they were his sword. Those were his over there. That is the actual samurai that owned these swords. That's him, the real samurai from the early 1600s. The guy from the Samurai Museum in Japan actually flew out and set this up for me.
Probably very fragile, like never even go near it.
Yeah, I don't touch it either. This either. So this is a real saber-toothed tiger. One of the nicest you'll ever see. It's got the full teeth, the jaw, the skull is intact. It's a complete fossil.
That's amazing. When did you get that one?
I bought that probably, I got it in 2009. So when the economy crashed in 2009.
Yeah, you just started buying.
Well, what happened was these museums were all in trouble because they didn't have any money, So they started auctioning stuff off. And when I saw that pop up, I said, I got to get it. So I jumped on in the auction, and it was the last bid. I'm like, I'm not going another fucking dollar above this. I put in the last bid. I thought I didn't get it, but I ended up getting it, and it's like I'll never sell that.
No, it's amazing.
I'll have that till I die. So.
Yeah. And then this is like I am the UFC president. Hear me roar.
Yeah.
I mean, head honcho, top dog, king of the hill. Like this is just like, look how big my dick is. I'm Dana White. This was made specifically for you, I assume.
That piece? No, that's a real piece.
What?
That's a real piece of art that I bought. I saw that thing and I loved it.
All right, what do we got over here? I'm a bass player, so these are obviously right up my alley. Yeah.
The two bass guitars are fleas from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and they're spun by Damien Hirst, the artist.
Yeah.
It's a piece that they did together.
That's really incredible.
And I'm a huge Beastie Boys fan, and this guitar is signed by all three of the Beastie Boys.
That's amazing too. This guitar right here says Love Flea. I assume it's from
Flea.
Yeah.
Flea did that. I'm a huge Peppers fan.
Yeah, me as well. And Flea and Anthony Kiedis are both like part owners now?
Yeah, well, they're huge fans,
right?
obviously. What the hell is sticking this on there? There we go. If you turn it around, Flea did all of this.
Wow. Have you ever seen them live?
A million times.
Been to a few live shows of theirs, and they're incredible. Chad Smith is one of my favorite drummers of all time.
Well, I'll give you a little I'll give you a little hint of something that nobody knows yet. Hopefully everybody doesn't get pissed off at me for this one, but do you know what I'm going to say? So they might play in Abu Dhabi. So they're talking about having the Peppers play in conjunction with the fight in Abu Dhabi. The
like
tourism board.
The actual event?
Yeah.
Wow.
The tourism board is working on it right now to get that done.
I wanted to ask you, and I've never asked you this, out of all the celebrities that you've met that are fans of the UFC and stuff, which are the ones that like really know their shit?
Oh God, well, Anthony Kiedis is the kind of guy, like the first couple of seasons of The Contender, he flew in for those.
He flew in for the Contender
Yeah.
series? Wow.
I mean, he likes fights so much.
He just likes watching fights, yeah.
He'll be there for the first prelim fight of the night, right?
Yeah.
And he wants to go out and sit in his seat and watch it. He'll fly in for Contender. He's flown in for The Ultimate Fighter before. I mean, that guy's hardcore.
Did you see him mixing it up on the basketball court, getting thrown out of Staples Center?
Yeah.
He's like going back to the Lakers?
I did.
Such a cool move.
You know, it's funny. So I'm a Celtics fan.
Yep.
So, and he and I have been friends for a very long time. So I walk in one time to an LA game against the Celtics, and we bump into each other when we're walking in. He's like, you're my friend, but today you are my enemy. He says to me like,
he takes his basketball
dead
very
fucking
seriously.
serious. He's not joking. This is actually of all the shit that I own, this is my favorite possession right here. I told my wife and everybody else when I die, I literally want this thing buried with me in my hands like this. So I'm a big blackjack player. I love to play blackjack. And I entered the first ever tournament. When was this? It was in 2010, July of 2010. And they invited me to play in this blackjack tournament at the Rio. $250,000 winner take all, like 52 people played in it. These are all pros. So we make it to the last table. There's 5 of us left. And this guy walks up to me and he starts saying, oh, I'm a big fan, this and that, da, da, da. Starts, small talk shit. Then he hits me with, you know how this works, right? And I'm like, no, how does this work? He says, we split it. Everybody that makes it to the last tables, 5 people split the 250. I'm like, yeah, fuck that shit. I came here to win this fucking thing. When I tell you these people hated me, they fucking hated me. So at the last table, they all played to beat me. And I won the thing.
Amazing.
I won the whole thing. And
something out of a movie. Like, out of all the things you've done in your life that they can make movies out of, I feel like that's another one that nobody probably knows about.
That's true.
It's crazy.
It was big, man. My people that were with me were going crazy, and I've had some pretty movie-like nights at the casinos, man. I've had some pretty big. That one over there. This is when the Palms was owned by the Maloofs. They had asked me. I beat them for $1.6 million.
Casually.
And then as soon as the Palms sold, the people who came in asked me to stop playing there. So I left.
Yeah.
Then it sold again.
Can they like, if they say that and you show up, can they be like, you're not playing here?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I can go there for dinner and stuff like that, but I can't play.
That's crazy.
Right.
That's kind of, you got to wear that with a badge of honor.
There's a few places in town that I can't play.
Where you can't play?
Yeah, that I can't play at.
Does that suck if you like have a place where you love to play and they're like, get out of here, you're banned?
Nah.
No?
It is what it is. I get it. It's part of the. Listen, the Vegas is all about losing, not winning, man. They don't like people who fucking win.
Yeah.
So I beat them, changed ownership. They brought me back. The new ownership said, we want you to come back. I beat them for $1.6 million again. And instead of just asking me to leave the way that they did, they gave me this. It
says it up there, $1.6 million prize money.
Yep. Undisputed blackjack champion, 24-0.
Crazy.
And this is a cool way to say, get the fuck out of our casino and don't come back, please.
New ownership was probably like, fuck, we should have listened.
Well, now the Fertittas own it, so nobody's kicking me out of there now.
Amazing.
It's been
and
crazy.
on this piece, I feel like we can't just like stand there.
Yeah, you want to go
behind
here?
us without talking about it? I mean.
So, a really good friend of ours, mine and the Fertittas, named Richie Sachs, called me up one day and said, I got you a gift. And I'm like, oh, that's nice of you. He says, send me a check for $200,000 and I'll send it to you. And I go, what kind of a gift is that?
Yeah.
And he says, are you in or you out? I said, all right, I'm in. Send him a check for $200,000.
Here's the question. Will you give me $200,000?
You giving me a gift?
Are you in or are you out?
No, I'm out.
Damn. I mean, I just beat Dana White in a game of chicken, but I didn't get the 200.
So I sent him 200 grand. He sends me this, right? I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with it. Women come into my office all the time. My kids were little then, so I couldn't hang it up at my house, so I put it in storage. A few months later, we end up doing a fight in Japan, and another guy that we buy art from in London was there, and he says, "Hey, I heard you got the Iraqi Yakuza. What'd you do with it?" And I said, "I put it in storage." And he's like, "Are you crazy?" So the photographer's name is Iraqi. That is a real Yakuza, Japanese mafia. And the tattoos tell the story of what family he's from. And that's his girlfriend. And he goes, "That picture is worth $1.2 million. And I go, "Get the fuck out of here." This is my bar.
Unbelievable bar. I mean, you'd be lucky to walk into a bar in New York City and have it look like this.
So I use this for, when we get deals done, we come in here and we have some drinks.
Toast to business?
Yep, toast to business, or we do, like I'll have the Celtics games on in here, or whatever else it might be.
Do you have like a bartender on staff?
Yeah, so they're not on staff, but we'll bring in a bartender, yeah. We'll hire a bartender for the day. And we throw big parties out back here for the employees in the summertime. And we have an amphitheater back here, and we'll have, bands play or whoever play, and then usually the after party ends up here.
Yeah, I could imagine. Of course, he's got the proper 12 over there. Shout out to my guy.
Every bar's got to have proper 12.
They gotta have it.
Can't have a bar without proper 12.
Just a good-looking bottle, too. Just a good-looking bottle. What else do we got here?
Come on this way. A little weird. We got to go through my bathroom here.
All right, let's get Dana's bathroom here. Everyone needs to see what it looks like. He's got,
Did you see
he's got
that
two separate robes. Why do you need two robes, Dana?
I don't know. I don't.
I
literally never use those.
Robes, yeah.
I never use them. But I'm not running out of robes, that's for sure. You see that?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. Wow.
It's supposed to be Marlboro.
Morons, yeah.
Look to your left. That's even cooler.
Wow, very cool, yeah. Can't put that on camera.
No.
Not suitable for work.
Do you remember who that is?
No.
It was the first Victoria's Secret model ever.
Yeah, I wouldn't know that. Come on. I mean, you got a mini performance center right here.
Yeah, this is my performance institute here.
Yeah. With the quotes on the walls, don't be surprised if I behave like a savage. I am a savage.
Yep. I took all the guys that are on the wall are all the guys that I admired growing up. You got Tyson, you got Bruce Lee.
And there's a ticket there. Were you at that fight?
Lorenzo was.
Oh, wow.
Lorenzo went to that fight and brought me that back.
That's awesome.
Muhammad Ali over here, and even Arnold Schwarzenegger over here. And I have all my favorite quotes from them. But this right here, this Bruce Lee quote is literally the quote that I've lived my life by my whole life. I love this quote. And this quote's everywhere. It's here, it's at my house, it's everywhere.
I've seen that before in Bruce Lee books and all that. I think Conor's even reposted that as like an Instagram caption or something.
It's my favorite quote ever.
Yeah.
My whole life.
Yeah. Pilates over here.
Yeah, I'm getting old, man. I got to do the Pilates. I started Pilates like 3-4 months ago.
Nice. How do you like it?
It's good. As you get older, you gotta work on that flexibility. I never cared about flexibility before.
Yeah. What do you got these clocks for? How often are you like, I wonder what time it is in London?
All the time.
What?
So, because we do business in all these different places.
Oh, so you're like, what if I got to call so-and-so?
Yeah. No, we literally.
In the morning.
Yeah.
All right. Fair.
Yeah, because what I usually have to do is say, we do business in London. We do business in Sao Paulo. We do business in Rio. Yeah. We do business in Sydney.
You need like a Shanghai one soon.
Dude, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Well, this was before Shanghai. This is my kitchen.
Decent. Decent.
So the chefs come in here in the morning. They cook breakfast and lunch, and then I eat dinner at home. Come in here in the morning. I work out. Eat breakfast, shower, and right into the office.
That's like your everyday routine?
Yep.
Now, we got this amazing picture from UFC 189 over here. Conor McGregor.
Isn't that badass?
I got to ask you, when do you think the next time we see him in the cages?
Early next year?
I've been here before the end of the year. I talked to Coach Kavanaugh the other day, and he thinks that they're going to get something done. He's like, I would like to see Conor in the cage as soon as possible. He's like, I bet he fights this year. He said he'll 100% fight in the UFC again, which made me happy.
Love it.
Cool.
There you go. You have more information than me.
Cool. Clip that and play it over and over and over again, because that is a great sign.
Isn't that a cool GSP picture too? I love that picture of GSP.
Yeah, it's amazing. Love when he used to walk out with the whole gi and
Me
everything.
too.
Yeah,
Me
that's
too.
straight martial arts, like old school
So
martial
cool.
arts. Yeah,
I
one
agree.
sport.
So I didn't miss a fight. I went to every single fight for like 12 years straight. And I'm old, man. I can't travel the way that I used to. So I built this room, and basically, if we have fights in Rio, we have fights in London, Germany, Australia, whatever it might be, chances are this is where I am. I run the show from here. This room is connected to the truck anywhere in the world. I literally drive 20 minutes from my house, the guys cook dinner, and I run the whole show from here.
That's awesome.
All I gotta do is talk, and they can hear me in the truck.
Do you have like your spot, like the dad spot?
This is my spot right here.
The chair?
Yeah, this is where I sit.
Yeah.
And then everybody else that comes sits on the couches.
Who do you usually have here? Like friends or
Head of production,
business
Craig
people?
Borsari, because if I don't travel, he doesn't travel. He goes if I go.
Yeah.
Matchmakers come in here.
Okay.
The one that isn't there. One will go, one will stay.
You'll always have a matchmaker at the fights?
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know
Always.
that.
Yeah. Other than me, the next most powerful guy at the fight is either Mick or Sean.
Okay.
Those are the guys that are going to make decisions on what's going to happen that night. And they're always coordinating with me and in touch with me. You got me, Sean, Mick, and Hunter, who's our lawyer.
Okay.
So us four are the ones that make the decisions fight night. What's happening, what's going on. We want to make sure the medical team is taking care of somebody, like Ben Askren, okay?
Oh, my
We
goodness.
want to make sure that they do above and beyond medically for
Yeah.
Ben Askren to make sure that everything's... Not that our medical team doesn't do that. They do. We just want to be there to be on it, too.
Of course. How crazy was that? You were out in the arena for that, I assume,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
That was one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my
was
entire
insane.
life. I couldn't even process what was happening because when... Who was it? The referee. Whoever it was pulling them together and, all right, we're ready to go. I thought back to the Darren Till fight when Masvidal ran at him and he like kicked him in the cock right away.
Right.
And I was like, I wonder if he's going to try to run at him again. And by the time that thought went through my brain, Ben Askren was knocked out.
Right.
It was crazy.
The
Absolutely
way that he
crazy.
set it up, too, he started walking slow, like
With
coming
the
out,
hands behind
then
the
he
back
ran.
first, yeah. And the video of him doing it at the PI 48 hours beforehand.
So you know what I heard? I heard that for 25 minutes before he walked, he was in his room working on that knee. My old partners, my new partners.
Do you remember what fight that's at?
It's in Canada. Yeah, I think it's a GSP fight.
Yeah.
It's probably Oh, is that Shields? Yeah, GSP Shields.
What a picture. Both of them are awesome.
Cool,
And
right?
These photos are so legendary. There was a lot of
Yeah.
them downstairs that we were looking at.
Yeah, this was Lorenzo's baby. You know, Lorenzo did this whole art book
Yeah.
and all that stuff. It actually turned out being really cool. And
Yeah. I was saying one of the most legendary like art books in combat sports.
True.
It really is.
So happy he did that.
Yeah.
And then if you come in here, you'll actually love this. So these are every fight poster from one
Wow.
all the way around here.
Wow. That's really cool. I was actually we just had a tour of the Performance Institute with Forrest, and I was asking him if he had a favorite tagline from an old UFC. I loved how all of them were the super fight or the showdown or this, that. Do you have a favorite that sticks out in your mind of like a title?
I've never really thought of that, but no.
A lot of legendary ones. So what goes down in this room?
So let's say we have, we've had everybody in here from the governor to, things like that. If we're having, normally we eat out there, but if we want something really private and intimate, we come in here.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a big I feel like not rich enough to be in this room right now.
All right, so where I'm going to take you now, you've toured this thing, beautiful, all the rooms are unbelievable.
Yep.
This is the shittiest room in the entire place, but it's the only room that matters in this place. It's literally the heart and soul of this entire company.
What a pitch. What a pitch.
All right.
Let's see it, Daniel. The candy everywhere. Are you a big sweets guy?
Yeah, I don't really eat it all, but I want it here in case I want to.
Oh my goodness.
Come on in. So, this is probably the ugliest room here, but it's the only room that matters. This is, if you think about our business, right? We have video game business that is incredible.
Yep.
We have a deal with Reebok that's incredible. We have, my man representing.
Did that on purpose. Love Reebok.
And there's lots of gym businesses, another $1.5 billion business. The list goes on and on of all these ancillary businesses that spin off. None of those matter without this room
Without
right here.
the
Without
fights.
this, the fights are the key to everything. They're the core of our business and what we do. And it's the one thing, there's two things that I focus on every day. Finding new talent, building fights, and our production. And as long as you stay focused on those things,
everything
just
else
can't fuck
flows
it
at
up.
this point. Yeah,
Exactly.
'cause everything's been built, correct? Like, to where
So
as long
these
as
are
you're doing
fights
yeah.
that are coming, and still fights that we're building, right?
Nice.
Over here is every fighter in every weight class in the top 15.
There you go, the rankings.
Over here are the places that we've been, the gate, and the people that have shown up in the rest of the year. These here are the guys who fought in the first season of the Contender and who won and what numbers they pulled. So when I'm making a fight, I can look. Sean O'Malley pulled 3.2 million viewers
Holy shit.
in his fight on the Contender Series. Right?
That's crazy because now he's obviously a very recognizable name for you guys. But
Yeah.
on that, all he had was the video package you played right before his fight.
Look at Hooper.
Yeah.
Almost 3.2. He's right there. Look at Yusuf. 3.1 million. Marquez, 2 million.
Insane numbers for the
These are the
Contender
numbers that these
Series. I
guys
assume it's
pulled.
doing well this season as well.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I take these guys, I put them on the Contender Series, and that many people have seen them fight before they ever come. And those numbers don't include O'Malley's fights in the UFC.
Of course, yeah.
So when I look at these guys, right, and I look at Shevchenko, right, the sister,
Yep.
right, she did almost 500,000 viewers. So I know where to put these people on cards and
Makes sense.
Okay.
And how hands-on are you? Like, are you in here with the matchmakers all the time, or do you come in here by yourself sometimes? And you're
Both.
like, I'm making this fight.
Yeah, no, I won't do anything without the matchmakers. We do everything
a
together.
team,
yeah. There are days that I come in here and I'll look and I'll go, we should do this fight. Then I'll call everybody in and say, here's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, and I don't want to ask you for the typical journalist thing of like, who's next in this division? I just want to ask about the welterweight division really quick, because it seemed like a few years ago it was not drying up, but there weren't as many contenders, and now you're like overloaded with contenders,
Well, I
and
think-
that's become one of the deepest divisions you guys got.
Well, I think with the welterweight division, when you have a guy, you could say the same thing about the middleweight division.
Yeah,
When you have
middleweight
guys that are that
become
dominant, Anderson Silva, George St. Pierre, and you had guys that dominated like that, it makes the
Flyweight as
division
well.
seem, yeah, exactly.
Flyweight, I'm a huge flyweight fan. I know it's been in limbo before, but I think the flyweights fly never die is what I'm sticking with.
But if you look, like you were just saying, the welterweight division, you got Usman, who's the champ. You got Woodley, Colby Covington, RDA, Masvidal. You know what I mean?
And so many of these guys have what seems like rightful claims to the title. It's just a juggling act, I assume.
And this thing will change
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Because
tomorrow the new
especially-
rankings come out.
And Robbie Lawler's about to fight Colby
Exactly.
Covington, and
Then you
RDA
got-
has a fight coming up.
Pettis,
Yep.
Edwards,
Yeah.
all good
That's
stuff.
also a hell of a fight, Edwards and RDA.
Yeah, division's stacked. Look
Yeah.
at the middleweight division too. It's
Middleweight's
nasty.
crazy. I mean, lightweight is always crazy. Lightweight's the deepest
always.
you guys got, probably, right?
Yeah, and then over there, those are the fighters that have 2 fights left on their contract that are ranked. Aldo shouldn't be on there. He's just signed a new deal. But then all these other fighters over here are on the last fight of their deal. So we have to decide whether we keep them or let them go.
These fighters.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting. And then how have you guys felt about like one championship? Bellator seems that like they're ramping up, trying to get more talent. When you guys are looking at, all right, so-and-so's on their last fight, are you like just concerned about the UFC and what they do for you guys? Or are you ever thinking, let's keep them away from another organization?
No, I don't ever really think about that. I mean, if you look at the Contender Series, right?
Yep.
And I'll give you an example. The kid from England that I didn't take the other day that
People were giving you a lot of shit for it. 'cause
everybody
he
was
went
up
for
and
the
off.
takedown.
Then I just made him the hottest free agent on the fucking planet, right? If I'm wrong,
Sure did, yeah.
if you think I'm wrong and you think that I fucked up and you're from another organization, he's the hottest free agent on the planet.
Yeah.
I just built that kid up.
I think-
Nobody was talking or thinking about that kid till he fought and I didn't sign him.
Yes. I will say, I think what people were trying to give you shit for was the explanation that he went for the takedown. I assume it was more than that. Just that, the reason you didn't sign him. But people seem to grab that quote from you and
Right.
just blast it.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, you know how the MMA media is.
100%.
Yeah.
They're idiots.
Yes. And speaking of which, actually, this is a great time to present you with a gift. You invited us very graciously to your office, so I said, we got to get a gift for you. I didn't know what size you were, so I had 2 sizes made. But here is, from Barstool Sports to you, some shirts we had made for you.
This is the fucking truth. And I will wear this shirt. Did you see this? Oh, babe, you're going to love this.
He just said that on Saturday. Saturday.
I know, and when you said it on Saturday, I was like, thank God.
Oh, you
it's
didn't
been
make this
reignited.
after Saturday?
No, we made this last week.
Get the fuck out.
We made this last week. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. I mean, Ravel has always been back and forth with us as well. We have a weird
He's an
relationship.
idiot.
He is an idiot.
Listen,
The Amanda Nunes stuff, I went back, I argued with him about the Amanda Nunes stuff.
the one thing that you have to know about Darren Ravel is he likes attention.
Of course.
And that's how he gets it. Do you see this fucking goofy fucking idiot running 20-yard dashes and shit?
We actually had the video of that, and he was upset with us because we broke his own video before he did.
No way.
So, pardon my take, our most popular podcast is #1 sports podcast in the world. You've been on before.
Yeah.
Hired an intern to basically just cuck Darren Ravel of all his reporting. So he's doing all of the advertising reporting, he's doing all of this, and they're building a big audience for him. So they're kind of trying to do a rival thing with it. It's very funny.
That's
and he
incredible.
is getting very upset about it.
I love it. He is such a dickhead. This is the greatest fucking gift ever. I will wear this. This dickhead deserves this shirt. I love it.
I'm glad you like it.
And
I'm
it's
glad you
true.
like it. It is
What
true.
the fuck does he know about fighting?
Nothing.
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 And for him to say that Amanda Nunes isn't a star,
And isn't marketable. It's like there's so many factors about her. I mean, watch the fight.
Exactly.
That's marketable.
That's
Watch
the
fight.
only
That's the
fucking
only
thing
you
that
need.
matters.
And then put it on top of it. She could be such a good ambassador for the LGBT community.
Right.
She could be for Brazil. This, that, the next thing. I mean, I could go on and on.
exactly.
But
So could I.
We should stop.
And
giving
you're
him the
fucking
attention he
dead
wants.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Listen, when you talk about marketing a fighter, there's only one fucking thing that matters. What happens when they fight?
Yeah.
She's beat every big fucking star there ever was.
The only problem for her, she's beat everyone.
And she knocks them out.
Yeah.
What woman knocks other women out?
Nobody like her.
Very, very rare.
The only one like her was Cyborg, and then she went and knocked Cyborg out.
That's exactly right.
Insane. Absolutely insane.
This fucking guy knows about fighting.
Wow. That
This
means a lot-
fucking
a
guy
lot of people,
doesn't.
a lot of people would disagree with that.
Yeah, no, sounds good to me.
All right, that's about it. You've taken us through everything. I got to tell you, as advertised,
Thank
baddest
you.
office on the planet, Dave's office, my boss at Barstool, you would be ashamed. I mean, it kind of looks like this room, but I swear to you, it's probably about the size of this little corner. There's no windows. He was very upset about that. When the new office got built, he said, do whatever you want, and they just didn't, like, even ask him about anything. So when he sees this video, he might be ramping some things up at the Barstool office, I'll tell you that.
But how old is Barstool?
Barstool, 15 years?
Oh, is it really 15?
Yeah, since 2003. It started as a newspaper that he used to just
Okay.
go hand out in Boston.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I love Barstool, and congrats on all your success, you guys. And
Thank
you too,
you.
man.
I
You've
appreciate
taken
it.
off quick. Good
I
for
really
you.
appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right.
Awesome.